Something is actually happening at Xbox. Game Pass just got cheaper. I mean, way cheaper. The new CEO walked in and publicly admitted the price had gotten out of hand and promised to fix it. Then she killed the AI assistant nobody asked for. Then she ripped out the entire leadership structure and rebuilt it from scratch with people she personally trusts. And the gaming community, the same one that spent the last 3 years dunking on Xbox at every opportunity, is genuinely paying attention again. At the center of all of it is one person, Asha Sharma, a woman with zero gaming industry experience who walked into the most troubled console brand in the world and started making moves, bold ones and fast ones. But there's the thing, none of what she's doing makes sense unless you understand just how bad it got, and it got really, really bad. We're talking studio closures, mass layoffs, cancelled games that fans had been waiting years for, and a subscription service that doubled in price while delivering less. This is the full story of Xbox. And hey, if you're new here, this is exactly the kind of deep dive content we put out. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you can never miss one. Let's go back to where it all started to fall apart. To understand where Xbox is right now, you have to go back to 2013 because that's when the foundation cracked. The Xbox One reveal is still one of the most spectacular self-inflicted wounds in gaming history. Microsoft got on stage and talked about TV integration, about Kinect, about an always online console that literally could not function without an internet connection. In a world where millions of households didn't have reliable broadband, the backlash was immediate and brutal. PlayStation 4 walked into E3 the same year, held up a physical disc with a smile, and the internet lost its mind. Phil Spencer stepped in as the head of Xbox in 2014 after Don Matrick quietly disappeared, and for a while, the comeback story felt real. He killed the mandatory Kinect bundle, he pushed backwards compatibility, he launched Xbox Game Pass in 2017, a subscription service that genuinely felt revolutionary at the time, $10 a month for hundreds of games. Literally, the Netflix of gaming. People were really excited about Xbox again. But then Microsoft got ambitious or reckless, depending on how you look at it. They started buying studios, Obsidian, Ninja Theory, Double Fine, then they went bigger. Bethesda for $7.5 billion, one of the most beloved publishers in gaming history. Then bigger still, Activision Blizzard for nearly $70 billion, making it one of the largest acquisitions in corporate history. Call of Duty, Warcraft, Overwatch, Candy Crush, all under the Xbox umbrella. On paper, it looked like a dynasty being built. In reality, it was pressure being applied to a structure that wasn't ready for it. When you spend that kind of money, the expectation to return value is enormous, and the fastest way to cut costs in a bloated organization is to cut people. The layoffs came in waves, a few hundred here, a few thousand there, and then in 2025, the wave that defined the era. Microsoft announced 9,000 layoffs globally, and analysts estimated that roughly half of those cuts were in gaming. 15,000 gaming employees gone across multiple rounds. 15,000. And it wasn't abstract, it had names attached to it. Arcane Austin shut down. The studio behind Prey, one of the most thoughtfully designed immersive sims in years. Tango Gameworks shut down. These were the people who had just shipped Hi-Fi Rush, a game that came out of nowhere, got 3 million players, scored overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam, and was being praised everywhere as a genuine surprise hit. Matt Booty held an all-hands meeting after the closure. He could not explain why it was shut down. He literally did not have an answer. The initiative, Microsoft's prestige first-party studio, built specifically to create flagship exclusive titles, closed without releasing a single game. Perfect Dark, a beloved franchise revival that had been in development for years and shown at multiple showcases, cancelled. Rails Everwild, a game Phil Spencer himself had publicly described as making great progress, cancelled. Developers found out Everwild was dead when their Slack channel went dark. That's how they found it. And then there's Game Pass, the thing that was supposed to make everything worth it. By 2024, it had 34 million subscribers. Sounds impressive until you realize it had stopped growing. And instead of fixing the value proposition, Xbox raised the price multiple times. Ultimate went from around $15 to $20, then all the way up to $29. That's essentially a 50% increase, bundled with Ubisoft Plus and Fortnite grew that a large chunk of the audience never asked for. Subscribers started canceling in large numbers, and by the time things that bottomed out, Xbox Series X and S consoles were being outsold by the Xbox One. Their own previous generation hardware let that sink in. Through all of it, the closures, the layoffs, the price hikes, the messaging from leadership was baffling. Spencer's stated vision became every screen is an Xbox, the idea that the hardware didn't matter anymore. That Xbox was a service, a cloud platform, a brand that lived everywhere. It might have been forward thinking, but to fans who'd spent hundreds on a console and were watching studios get shut down one by one, it felt like abandonment dressed up in a corporate language. February 20th, 2026. Phil Spencer, 38 years at Microsoft, 12 of them leading Xbox, announces his retirement, and almost simultaneously, Xbox president Sarah Bond is out too. Both of them gone, within days of each other. The two faces of Xbox's last era gone. The gaming world hold its breath. Who's next? Microsoft doesn't go with the gaming veteran. They don't promote from within the Xbox organization. They reach outside the entire industry and hire Asha Sharma. Sharma was born in 1989. She built her career in tech, not gaming. She spent years at Meta, working on platforms that reached billions of users. She went to Instacart as COO, helping scale one of the most complex consumer logistic operations in the country, and then she came to Microsoft in 2024 to run the core AI division, the team responsible for GitHub Copilot, Visual Studio Code, and the developer tools that millions of engineers use every single day. When the Xbox announcement dropped, the skepticism was immediate and understandable. This is a gaming brand. It has a legacy, a culture, a fan base that runs deep. Handing it to someone whose background is AI development tool and grocery delivery felt, to many people, like Microsoft still didn't get it. But Sharma's first public statement as CEO changed the tone of that conversation almost immediately. She said she would recommit to core Xbox fans and players. She said Xbox would not chase short-term efficiency, and then she used a phrase that went viral in gaming circles. She said Microsoft would not flood the ecosystem with soulless AI slop. That exact phrase, a CEO, in an official statement, using the language of the community to describe what she was going to do. It was different, it sounded different, and for a fan base that had been burned by promises before, different was at least worth watching. Her first major public move came in April 2026, just 2 months into the job. Sharma cut the prices of Game Pass. Not by a few dollars as a gesture, Xbox Game Pass Ultimate dropped from $29.99 to $22.99 per month. PC Game Pass went from $16.49 to $13.99. She didn't spin it with marketing language. She said plainly that Game Pass had become too expensive. That was a mistake, and she was correcting it. The catch, and there is one, is that future Call of Duty titles would no longer launch day one on the service. Current games stay, new releases will arrive roughly a year after launch. It's a trade-off, but for the majority of subscribers who were paying nearly $30 a month and not necessarily playing every new Call of Duty, a $7 monthly saving is an easy yes. Next move came almost at the same time. Sharma announced that Microsoft was canceling Copilot for gaming, an AI chatbot assistant that had been in development for the Xbox console and mobile app. Nobody in the gaming community had been asking for this feature. The fear had always been that Microsoft, with its massive investment in AI across the entire company, would start forcing AI into every corner of the gaming experience, whether it belonged there or not. Sharma looked at Copilot for gaming and described it as a feature that didn't align with where Xbox was heading. Cancelled. She called it retiring things that don't fit in the direction. It might sound like a small housekeeping decision, but the signal it sent was enormous. This CEO is not going to let Microsoft's AI obsession override what gamers actually want. Then in May 2026, barely 3 months into the role, Sharma published an internal memo that laid out a complete restructuring of Xbox leadership, leaked almost immediately, as these things always do. The memo was direct in a way Xbox communications rarely are. She wrote that Microsoft spends too much time inward instead of with the community, and that Xbox lacks the depth it needs in some of the fundamentals. That's a CEO openly diagnosing what's broken about the organization she just took over. She brought in 4 executives from her core AI team, people she had already worked with and knew she could trust. Jared Palmer, who was a VP of Products at Core AI and a Senior VP at GitHub, came in as a Vice President of Engineering and Direct Technical Advisor to Sharma. Tim Allen, who led the design at Core AI and previously headed design at Instacart and Airbnb, is now leading all Xbox design. Jonathan McKay, who ran growth at OpenAI's ChatGPT before joining Core AI, is now leading growth, data, and analytics across the platform. Ivan Chaki is building an entirely new team focused on cutting bureaucracy and simplifying how Xbox actually operates day by day. A 5th hire, David Schultz from Instacart, is taking over the subscription and cloud business. And alongside the new blood, she elevated Xbox veterans who had been grinding inside the company for decades. Jason Ronald, at Microsoft since 2006, is now directly accountable for Project Helix, the code name for the next generation Xbox console. Jason Beaumont, also a 20-year veteran, leads products and serves as interim head of engineering. Fatima Kardar, 25 years at Microsoft, is stepping into a brand new personalization organization, building the systems that will actually learn your preferences and serve you the right content. Fresh outside perspective plus deep institutional knowledge. That combination is deliberate, and she backed it up with a commitment to ship Xbox platform updates every 2 weeks going forward. Not when it's ready, not quarterly, bi-weekly. She said Xbox sweat every single detail and focus on fixing the fundamentals on console and PC. That's accountability language. Show us, don't tell us. Xbox has been in a genuine crisis. That's not an option. It's what the numbers, the closures, and the cancelled games tell you. Real studios shut down, real developers lost jobs on projects they believed in, real fans invested in a platform that kept letting them down. That happened, it can be undone. But there's the thing about gaming brands. They don't die quietly. They either evolve or they collapse. And right now, for the first time in years, Xbox has a leader who appears to actually understand which direction that has to go. Asha Sharma isn't a lifelong gamer. She doesn't have the credentials the old guard would have demanded, but she might be exactly what Xbox needed. Someone without the emotional attachment to how things got broken, who can look at the wreckage clearly and just start fixing it. Project Helix is in development, Game Pass is being reshaped, the leadership is entirely new, the mandate is clear, and for the first time in a long time, the Green Team has something it hasn't had in years.